What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a long-awaited episode of Crying in Baseball, a baseball podcast. I'm your host, Logan Amelia, joined, how many months has it been? Like 4?
I'm not good at math, so I can't tell
Let's
you.
say 3.5. I was in between saying 3 and 4, so we'll compromise at 3.5. We are 3.5 months after opening day has happened. 3 no-hitters have happened, 1 today. And Ashton has refused to do any sort of podcast.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is.
It
We're here
is.
today. We're here today, and that's what matters. I got my first shot. He does too. Hopefully, we can get a nice in-person recording in soon. What we could do it like outside. Just so the mic can pick up the wind. That'd be kind of nice.
Oh yeah, just
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
All right, so we got some sad news coming out of the White Sox. Luis Robert out 12 to 16 weeks. I mean that's kind of catastrophic to the White Sox season. Added on to, the Jimenez injury.
added on to your manager being a complete idiot.
I feel like we can make a whole episode about the problems I have with Tony La Russa.
We probably should.
We probably should. We'll do that next. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing.
Okay, so this season he has been batting .316. He has 1 home run, 8 RBIs. Like Luis Robert was doing good, and he won the Gold Glove last year. His second in Rookie of the Year. His defense is great, and this is like brutal to the White Sox. I truly do think the White Sox will still win the division.
No,
Excuse me.
they will not.
Elaborate, please.
First of all, I don't think the Royals will sustain this.
No, they won't. They won't.
But
they'll be 500 by the All-Star break and then slowly slip off.
the Twins haven't even been playing well, and they're pretty close with the White Sox.
You could also argue the White Sox haven't really been playing well.
But that's just because they suck. The Twins haven't been playing well just because they've been slumping. So I think the White Sox finish.
They have Byron Buxton, who did he win AL Player of the Month?
I would assume so, but
I would hope so. I think that comes series in August and September, it'll be a very close division. But I do think the White Sox, I think they'll get something out the trade deadline. But speaking of trades, to make up for Luis Robert and really Eloy Jimenez, those Sox have got to be shopping right now. So I pulled up a couple players that could fill that void for them in a trade. The White Sox actually just signed yesterday Brian Goodwin. He's an outfielder. He played for the Reds and the Angels last year. I mean, he was fine, like nothing phenomenal. He was actually kind of bad for the Reds down the stretch. A 163 average, but in 2020 hit 215. He had 6 bombs. Wasn't really great, but you know what? He's a lefty bat that can hopefully pick some slack up off the bench. Ashton, thoughts on Brian Goodwin signing?
I think it's a solid signing. Obviously, Robert's out for a little while, so
yeah,
I don't think he would necessarily be obviously the permanent fix there, but it makes them more comfortable that they don't necessarily have to make a trade.
Yeah.
Although I think they should, but you could see how Goodwin does at first, and if he's just not cutting it, then you maybe go out and make a move. But I actually like the move a lot because even if he doesn't work out, once Robert comes back, you still have a depth bat in the lineup. And Alec Mills just gave up a double, and I want to die.
Oh, please don't do that.
Yes! Got him out of the plate. Let's go.
Oh,
okay. It's just one. They only got one run. We're chilling.
Cubs-Dodgers game going on right now. Is it extras yet?
Yep.
Okay, it's extras. Yeah. Ashton obviously has his priority set.
Yep.
White Sox Twitter went off on the management when the Goodwin signing broke, because really it's the most White Sox signing of all time. You lose such a star and fill it in by some minor leaguer. Like that's that.
I wouldn't call Brian Goodwin some minor leaguer. He's a somewhat established major leaguer who he's played well before. I'm not counting on him to replace Robert. I'm just saying
No,
like just getting anyone in there right now is fine. You can't just put a big trade together as soon as someone gets hurt. It's gonna
you
take
can't.
a little bit,
It's
but
going to take a week or two.
yeah. But
Um,
he's not some
I
minor leaguer.
yeah, I apologize for calling him a minor leaguer then.
He's
For me,
highly offended.
I, if we ever have Brian Goodwin on this pod, I will make a sincere apology to him. Um, but I truly, as a general, I won't get into him too much, but he started Billy Hamilton so much, just like over Luis Robert, just to give him an off day. Like it was so frustrating to see Billy Hamilton on a competitive team in the first half of the season, like starting regularly. And
He didn't
like
even start for the Cubs last year when they're already like
yeah,
how
and who they have in the outfield, like Schwarber, who can't like move,
yeah.
Hayward, who
We use him as a
Hayward,
pinch runner.
yeah, that's he should be used exclusively as a pinch runner in late game situations, and he is starting for one of the top teams in the American League, if not the MLB.
But
But
Logan, he's
what?
fast.
That's very true. He is fast. He is fast. That's a fact. Okay. Anyways, I won't get into Tony La Russa too much because we'll be here for an hour. But I have pulled up a couple players who I think would make solid replacements for Robert and really Jimenez too. I'm gonna start off with Charlie Blackmon. He is not doing well this year, and he's batting 191 with a negative .5 WAR. I really think that the Sox can kind of get him for cheap-ish, and you know, I am very I would be very happy with this trade. Blackman's defense is god awful. Everyone knows that, but I really feel like his bat product. This is where Billy Hamilton comes in. Blackman plays innings 1 through 7, then they put Hamilton in for the back half. But I mean, we will rank which one we think is the best and all that stuff. But let's just say the Sox get Charlie Blackmon. Let's say we give up Jake Berger and a pitching prospect. What are your thoughts?
First, Charlie Blackmon makes a ton of money. So for the White Sox to take him, the Rockies are going to have to eat a large
Oh yeah,
portion of his
the,
contract,
the reason I
which
said
they
that is the Rockies had no problem eating Arenado's
yeah,
contract.
if you're going to be willing to eat
Yeah,
Arenado's contract and get nothing back, he'll do the same for Blackmon.
yeah,
I just don't know if he's the best fit because you kind of
okay,
already have a player somewhat similar to him and Adam Eaton, who's a left. Like I think Blackmon is probably a better pure hitter than Eaton, although he hasn't been
yeah.
hitting this year. But they're
But
just
Eaton's better
guys.
at defense.
Yeah, they're guys who can play the corners who aren't great fielders. But like Blackmon, I don't want him as your guy's everyday center fielder. Like he can't be that right now. I mean, I guess for a year it's fine, but I think he has more than 1 year left on his contract. So unless you
Um,
guys are gonna be willing to buy him out after the season, it doesn't make too much sense for
this
like a true rental.
he has a 2022-2023 player option. He signed a 4-year, $77 million deal in 2018. So he signed. This is it's his essential walk year, but he does have a player option.
Which I'm
Um,
assuming he'd pick up if his cap hit's going to be that big.
oh yeah, he definitely picked that up because he's not making any more money than what this contract's going to give him. Um, I I'm like, I don't see him as our center fielder. I think we scoot him over to right field and we just put Leary or someone in center. Um, because what's our outfield right now? We got Andrew Vaughn in left. We got Leary, Billy Hamilton, Brian Goodwin mixture, and theoretically Charlie Blackmon. I really think we push Charlie to right field. Vaughn's got left field down. Like I don't see a world where Charlie Blackmon plays center field for us. I think that we find some way to push him away.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's probably not the best replacement for Robert because he's so limited fielding.
Yeah. I
He's a
remember
guy that might even have to DH at some point.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at that. Andrew Vaughn said some quotes saying how, when he's in left field, anything from between him and the foul line is his. But if he has to take a step to his left, he knows that Robert's got it. And like that's a reliance that I'm too worried will come back to bite him one game in the late inning, where you'll have a lesser defensive player than Luis Robert out there, and there'll be some sort of blunder, which like the an outfield's defense relies on each other, and when you miss a Gold Glover like Luis, it's going to be difficult.
That is very true. Well, and that's why I think obviously Robert is so valuable, is because you can have some subpar corner outfielders because he makes up for them, and that's why I feel like a lot of White Sox fans are looking at this like how can they make up his offensive production. I'm more worried about defense because I feel like the White Sox, even with Robert and Jimenez out, like they still have good enough hitting where like it shouldn't be that big of a problem. But I am worried about them fielding, and then the bullpen pitching is not been great this year.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like because like I totally agree with what you're saying. How like hitting's not really the problem. Moncada has been great these past couple days. I think Anderson, since coming off the IL, has 2 home runs and is batting like 320ish or whatever. Like solid stuff. Abreu is an MVP caliber player, and Grandal will hopefully get hitting soon. And Zach Collins has been a nice surprise. Yeah, but Grandal's been iffy, but. Yeah, it's the defense that I'm worried about, and like that's why Charlie Blackmon, I'm not super sure about it. Like I think it would make sense. We need lefty bats. That was something we'd searched for all off season, and we got Adam Eaton, which isn't necessarily the Jock Peterson, Kyle Schwarber, but it's
Well,
good.
yeah, that's why I think like I am as big of a La Russa hater as there is.
Oh yeah,
but I think that's why it somewhat makes sense that for the days that Robert needs off, it's Billy Hamilton
yeah.
because of what he can do in the outfield. But if that's got to be your everyday guy while
For a
Robert's
competing team,
out,
for a
yeah,
contender.
for a competing team who's like obviously underachieved this season.
Oh yeah,
They're gonna be screwed.
yeah, definitely. Any more Charlie Blackmon thoughts?
I think we kind of covered all bases, so I think we're good.
That's a baseball joke right there. I like that.
Yep.
All right, we got another outfielder. This one's more for right fielder from the Seattle Mariners, Mitch Haniger. First thoughts, opinions. Jake Berger, poor guy. He's the one going. Jake Berger and a lefty pitching prospect to Seattle for Mitch Haniger.
So obviously, again, probably not the best defender, but he's actually been healthy this year and he's played really well. So that's where you do have an opportunity to make up Robert's bat. And even see, that's the thing. Haniger is not only the Robert replacement, he's the Jimenez replacement once Robert gets back.
That's very true.
And he's the guy that you're actually gonna like give up like some actual value for. These other guys, like we've seen what the trade market is. You're not going to give
bad this year. I mean, look at the Lindor trade. Look at the Arenado trade. Market Snell too. I mean, the market. We don't need to get into that because I feel like we both have a lot of opinions on those trades. But like it's the market is very different.
Yeah, and that's why I think the problem the White Sox are going to have is I don't think teams are going to be willing to trade this early. I think teams are going to wait to see how this, especially with a guy like Haniger, with how well the Mariners have played this year. I
Yeah.
think they're going to wait and see rather than have to deal him right now.
Yeah. I would. Yeah. Yeah, the Mariners, they're being competitive. And the thing is, the AL West is kind of open. We saw the Athletics go on that wonderful streak, and that's great. But like they also start off the season like 0-6 or something. Like, like the consistency is not there, and the Angels have not been good, and the Astros have not been good, and the West is kind of open, which I feel like out of these three players that I'm bringing up, and you can bring up a couple more,
Let's go.
but Mitch Haniger makes the most sense. But I also I see him as one of the more difficult ones to actually make a move for.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. And obviously, Haniger is probably best scenario for the White Sox. I just
Yeah,
don't know if it's the most realistic.
yeah. He's arbitration eligible, or he's signed through this year, $3 million, arbitration next year, and then free agent 2023. Um, batting 261 this year with 8 home runs and a plus .8 WAR. Slugging 548. Like this guy is doing pretty solid. Like this would be wonderful production that I think I mean I'd love to see Haniger.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! No! No!
Oh, Ashton,
Sorry. Okay, no, we tied it off. We tied it off.
you tied it.
Peterson sack fly,
Okay, Jock Peterson. The Sox should have gotten Peterson this offseason.
and it's against his former team too. I love that. No,
Bro,
no. Now the Cubs got a man on third with 1 out, bottom of the
there
10th.
was one out. Bro, we gotta like live stream these games sometime.
We should.
We should. Okay, yeah, that's another crying bit. Beautiful. All right. Any more thoughts on Mitch Haniger?
No.
Okay, so this final player I'm bringing up, and then you can bring up whatever players you want. Um, there was talk a while ago, 2016, 2015, a Chris for Chris trade between the two teams in Chicago. Chris Bryant, the MVP, the 3-time All-Star, the Rookie of the Year, possibly in a White Sox uniform. Last time Sox and Cubs made a deal, the White Sox, I think that they won the deal, and it's literally only been like the players haven't even developed all the way. Dylan Cease absolutely shoved yesterday. Eloy Jimenez, when he's healthy, like it was Quintana for those two players, and I think was there a third player in that trade?
In the Quintana trade,
Yeah,
I don't think there was any other player worth noting.
worth noting. Okay, yeah, I remember the Moncada Chris Sale trade. There was a guy named Luis Alexander Basabe who like Sox fans were like, "Oh my God, he's going to be the next Mike Trout," and like I haven't heard squat from him since the day he was traded. Um,
Well, that
but
sucks for you guys.
yeah, it does kind of suck. Anyway, so Chris Bryant, 1.6
Speaking
WAR.
of, just got intentionally walked. So there's that.
I mean, Chris Bryant, I don't blame him. 9 home runs, 320 batting average. I mean,
1.12 something OPS. He's been really good this year.
yeah, Bryant's been really good, which is kind of bad for the White Sox because that means a higher price. And obviously, a crosstown deal that's a little dicey. I don't want to get burned like the Cubs did on the Cease Quintana deal. But I mean, this is out of Blackmon, Haniger, Chris Bryant. This is the least likely one, in my opinion.
They just intentionally walked back-to-back batters, by the way.
Brett.
Baez and Bryant.
Baez and Bryant. Baez has not been good this year. Can we just
He's
talk about
he's
that
been
for a second?
better than he was last year.
Did you see his defensive gaffes yesterday, though?
Yeah,
And they
well,
say he's better than Tim Anderson.
he has
False. No,
he
he's
has
not.
more potential than Anderson. Right now, I'd say Anderson's a better player.
Tim Anderson is a batting champion. He is an all-star level player.
Javi almost won MVP. Before Christian Yelich popped off, it was his first year with the Brewers. Javi almost won MVP.
Christian, okay, I don't think this would ever happen, but since the Brewers are doing well this year, but let's say the Brewers absolutely suck this year. Let's say they are, they are well below 500. The Sox make a move for Christian Yelich. Is
I
that
don't think they can. because I'm pretty sure Yelich just signed his extension. I'm pretty sure he has a new no movement clause.
A no movement clause. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, why would you want a no movement clause in Milwaukee? Like like they're going to be bad in a couple years. Like Milwaukee's never been consistent.
Well, that's the thing. That's why he wanted the no movement clause to guarantee that he won't be traded.
Oh, it's a shame it wasn't a no trade clause that he could waive. Well, can he still waive a no movement clause?
I think he can. I don't think he will though, especially that
Yeah.
early into a contract.
Okay, so let's just say hypothetically he waives it. He's willing to waive his no movement clause. Do you see would you see the White Sox make a move for Yelich?
I feel like if a guy like him's made available, at least every
It
team
would
in the
make a
world is
lot of
small.
sense. It's a wonderful lefty bat with a good glove.
I don't think you're gonna like the price it would cost for him though.
Oh no, yeah, we'd have to give up some top guys.
I think you might have to give up some major leaguers too.
Who would you think?
Probably Andrew Vaughn.
That'd be tough to see.
But it's also a
It's also
two-time
Christian.
MVP.
What was
So
it?
it's also a two-time MVP you'd be getting. So
Yeah, he won MVP 2 times.
I'm pretty. I could be wrong.
Didn't
At
he
least
lose
one.
against Bellinger? I think he won in 18, then lost to Bellinger.
I think you're right. I think
Yeah, because Bellinger went off in 2019.
Yeah, I'm gonna check actually because
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm wrong.
Yeah. Bellinger, he's
Yeah,
not.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
Okay, yeah. I felt like he's never gone back to that world or to that MVP.
Come on. No, double play. Are you kidding me? Oh, the Wilson.
Is it going to the 11th?
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a game this year that's gone past the 11th.
I mean, that's why they're doing this rule, the man on second rule.
It's a shame that they could pick and choose which games they want the man on second for, because that Padres Dodgers game 2 weekends ago or whatever, I wanted that to last for hours, but it went to the 11th.
It's a shame they don't play again until June.
They were so good for marketing, and as I sit here in my Houston Trash Rose sweatshirt, but why aren't the Yankees and the Astros playing a weekend series? That I feel like that's a necessary thing.
That'd be anarchy.
It oh my god, bro. I saw some video clips from the stands. They were quite adamant. This is actually the Sox. They played in Cincinnati, a little 2-game set today and yesterday. My dad box seats right behind home plate in Cincinnati. I mean, it looked beautiful. Great American Ballpark looks wonderful. And that's just a little side note that I thought was worth sharing.
Well, thank you, Logan.
You're welcome. All right, so Chris Bryant, Mitch Haniger, Charlie Blackmon. Do you got any players?
I mean, I don't think we really even touched on Bryant.
Oh, let's touch on Bryant some more. You want to touch Bryant?
So I'm gonna act like you didn't say that. But yes. Okay, so Bryant has had a very good season. Obviously, former MVP, all this potential. Mm-hmm. The thing again is that these are all corner outfielders, and Robert was a center fielder. So the thing with Bryant is obviously he could play third too. It's his better position, and that's why I think it makes it so unlikely. Because if you're gonna give up a premium package for a player, why give it up for a guy that you're going to be moving out of position?
Yeah, who's a defensive liability then?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, if he's playing out of position at third, he's good. But if you want to keep him at third, then Moncada's got to move somewhere, and then Madrigal is gonna, even though he's not really playing, Madrigal would have to move somewhere.
Madrigal has only struck out 4 times this season.
Well, that's what everyone kind of knew when they drafted him, is that he's going to be that type of player.
Bro, my legs falling asleep right now. It's cramping and holding. Bro, okay, sorry.
I'm gonna have to debate you on this. I think Nico Horner is better than Nick Madrigal.
Wait, are you seriously trying to debate me on this? Oh, let me pull up Nick Madrigal's stats for you, bud.
Let me pull up Nico Horner's stats for you.
Nick Madrigal is going to end his major league career with 3,000 hits, and you may quote me on that.
No, Logan. I am going to quote you on that.
I'm saying right now, he is 23 years old. He already has 62 hits through um a shortened. He played 29 games. He has 62 hits through 53 games.
That's good. What's his
That's
batting
really
average?
His batting average is 330. His lifetime batting average is 330. He hit 340 last year. Is hitting 318 right now.
Well, he has a lower batting average than Horner this year.
Oh, what is Nico? How many at bats has Nico Horner had?
That does not matter.
I bet you he's had one at bat.
He's had 36 at bats. He's been hurt. He's batting 389 with a 500 on base percentage and a 5.56 slugging.
Madrigal, 85 at bats, 27 hits, 4 doubles, 10 ribbies, 5 walks. He has more walks than strikeouts.
So
Okay,
does Horner.
that's really cool, but like,
How many steals does he have? None.
1.
Horner has 3. How many RBIs does he have?
10.
No one asked.
How many does Horner have?
7. But he's also been hurt. So
Oh.
yeah, Horner's better.
Oh, how about this? Let's compare Dylan Cease. All right, let's go. Dylan Cease versus any Cubs player.
Any Cubs player?
Dylan Cease versus any Cubs player.
Kerry Wood.
Dylan Cease has a 1,000 batting average. Let me see if Baseball Reference updated his hitting stats. I think you'd really like to see them.
Does Kerry Wood does Dylan Cease have 1,582 career strikeouts?
No.
Then I don't want to hear it. Yeah, you heard me.
Does Okay, here we go. Standard batting. Does Kerry Wood have a 1,000 on base percentage and a 1,333 slugging and a 233 OPS?
Does Dylan Cease have a playoff home run?
When was the last? No.
Exactly. All right, your point is unproven.
My point is not unproven. Okay, Dylan Cease has an 1,000 batting average. Anything lower than that is
garbage.
A load of malarkey.
So you're saying Nick Madrigal is a load of malarkey?
No, I'm saying any Cubs player that doesn't live up to Dylan Cease is a load of malarkey.
Shut up. Okay, so.
All right, let's rank them: Chris Bryant, Mitch Haniger, Charlie Blackmon.
In terms of most likely to happen
most
or
likely,
best fit?
We're going to do both. So most likely and then best fit.
Okay, most likely, I'm going to go Haniger, Blackmon, Bryant.
Same here.
And then for what was the other one we're doing? Sorry.
Like best fit or like which one? Like no prospects or whatever involved. Which one do you think the White Sox would like to have the most?
Haniger.
Is it the same for both of them? Haniger, Blackmon, Bryant,
no,
or is it
no? It'd go Haniger, Bryant, Blackmon.
Okay, cool. Same page on both. We agree on something.
Wow, that's surprising.
That is surprising. All right, I mean, yeah, I got nothing else.
Me neither. This Cubs game is still going on, and they're probably going to lose.
Nah, I really think the Dodgers bullpen has not been great.
Well, Jansen kind of didn't do well.
Not that good.
But
I saw say it was like Hunter Renfroe's birthday or something like that. So I saw some tweet with his walk-off grand slam against Kenley Jansen, and I was just that's prime Kenley right there, giving up a walk-off grand slam.
Do you know Kenley used to be a catcher?
I know. Didn't he catch for the Netherlands in the 09 Classic?
Yep.
Bruh.
What a beast.
Crazy. All right, well, that's all I got.
Same here.
All right, well, we thank you for listening to Crying in Baseball podcast. I've been your host, Logan Melia. See ya.
Peace.